Hello, welcome to another video. I just wanted to obviously do a video on Arc Raiders. This game's been out, I think, just about a week now. I've put about 37 hours into this game, and I have to be honest, I absolutely love this game. It is so good. For a long time I've wanted to get my hands on a looter shooter. The last looter shooter I enjoyed was obviously DMZ in Warzone 2, but it wasn't something that was going to last forever. So I've kind of been waiting for something to take my fancy. And when Arc Raiders came out and I played the 2 beta tests, I knew I was going to love this game. And it's not disappointed at all. The game is so good. It's launched with 4 different maps to play on. And this is damn Battlegrounds at the moment, because on this current scavenger hunt here, I'm looking for like a motherboard or a fried motherboard. I just need one, so I was going for it. But mate, I cannot praise this game enough. And it only dropped at £31. You know, for this game, £31 is worth it. I actually bought the deluxe edition. I paid an extra £15. But 31 quid for this game, you cannot scoff at all. It is absolutely worth it. If you haven't tried this game out, mate, try this game out. It takes me back to my kind of Division days in the Dark Zone, PvE and PvP. So in Arc Raiders, you have enemy robots, which are PvE, and then you have enemy players, which is when the PvP comes in. You don't have to engage, you don't have to shoot. Some people do, some people don't. You know, I've been killed and it's disappointing, but it's the game, you know. So I try to be nice and friendly. I've only recently shot people, and it's only people I shoot when they don't respond to me. Makes me a bit nervous, people acting shifty. The Division was a bit the same. Enemy players in the Dark Zone and enemy AI, let's say, enemy players. So it's very much the same, and it takes me back to my years playing DMZ. I used to love the Dark Zone, running solo with a team. I couldn't get enough of it. And it kind of brings that feeling back to me, but just in a different game, different world, different dynamic. But the premise is the same. Graphics on this game, all the maps have blown me away. They are gorgeous to look at. They're beautiful. And I'm just running it on a PS5, not even a PS5 Pro. So if you've got a PS5 Pro, or you're even on PC, you must be loving this game. You really must be. I think it looks gorgeous, and yeah, if you're running it on something stronger, you must be absolutely loving it. Enemy robot AI are brilliant. How they all work, they're all different. There's small ones, big ones, there's some I've not even fought yet. But they do bring a great dynamic to the game. They can be frustrating when you're trying to extract and you're getting hit by robots, but again, it's the game, and you know, yes, some things can be frustrating. But I just love how the AI works. I love the PvP element. I've not done too much PvP. I'm not really hunting people at the moment. I've had to fight, and you will see in this gameplay, I had to fight in there. So some guy pushed his luck. I managed to survive, and there was another player I wasn't sure about. But luckily, after that interaction, I didn't really get much else happen to me. But yeah, you know, PvP is in it, and it's an element of the game, and you just have to accept, you know, when you die, you know, you can revive down players, you can talk over in-game chat to say you're friendly. You've even got a voice wheel that kind of says, don't shoot, and yeah, and thanks, and you know, so you can be polite and nice. And there are people that act nice and polite to gain your trust and shoot you when you're not looking, and I've had all sorts happen, but it's the game. Currently, I've been grinding really hard. I've got all my workbenches unlocked, and I've got all my workbenches leveled up to level 1. I'm now working to level them up again, but obviously that gets harder. I've been rolling with me and my friend Technation, me and my friend Grant, and me and my nephew Josiah have been rolling a few games, and they've all been enjoying it as well. It's nice to have something to play alongside Battlefield 6. Don't get me wrong, I'm loving Battlefield 6, not a problem with it. But it's nice to have a totally different game, something else to look forward to, and something else to play when you want to take a break from the same game. Look, there's a big robot through there. I didn't fancy going that way, so I turned around. Only got basic guns, only got basic loot to a certain degree because I know I was coming in to find a particular motherboard. So yeah. But yeah, I've made some really good progress. I've got some good weaponry behind me now. I've already maxed out my stash on how much I can hold when I get back to Speranza. The last one cost me 200,000, which I had to sell for. I'm just going to try and get past these robots. I'm trying not to bring any attention to myself because this building ahead of me is the building that I want to get into. It's a high loot tier building, and you'd see that on your map. It would be surrounded by a red line. And apparently this is the best place to get the motherboards. I came here earlier and was successful at finding 2. I just need 1 more, and this is why I've come along. I love the stealth element of this game. You can choose whether to, I don't think it's a game you can really bomb around on because, like, you know, you're in a team of 3, you're feeling confident, you're running quite fast, you're shooting robots, but you're always getting the attention of somebody, and that's the thing I love about this game. Graphics are really good. Graphics are beautiful, but the audio is absolutely sublime. And the reason I say that is because you really can pinpoint where people are when they're close to you, when they're shooting in the distance, or even when they're shooting on parts of the map. Now, I don't want to talk too much at this point because this is the part where I ran into somebody who decided to shoot on sight. If someone shoots at me first, I'm never happy about it. But yeah, this is where I need to be. I didn't need to go to the top, but this is where it happens. So I'm just going to be quiet and you can watch this moment. It's so funny. The important thing is not to panic. When you're breaching like this, when you're breaking stuff open, people can hear this at quite a big distance. So you unlocking your skill tree, you can quiet these noises down. Now he pushes me there. Is he going to push? When people die like that,
Wasn't very nice, was it?
they drop a flare. He actually left the game before I got to knock him out. I think the most important thing is, though, I didn't panic because sometimes when you get shot at by surprise, it makes you jump and it makes you panic. Now, normally I don't really shoot people straight away, but yeah, he opened fire straight away. I was quite surprised that he followed me. I find a mine in his bag here, so I thought what I'd do is I'd plant this at the base of the rope in case someone else came. Most of the teams in this are teams of 3. There's no teams of 4. It's 3's the max, and obviously then 2 and then 1. So when you're running solo and you get into a fight, you always have to remember there could be 2 more people. You got to keep that in mind. I think if there's any more people, someone would have pushed me by now. But it was nice to survive that. It took me by surprise. I was lucky I was where I was. Shut the door, got up the rope. There's only one way up. I was surprised that he pushed, but maybe he's quite new. Maybe he doesn't know the map. But either or, that was a fight that I survived, and it was nice. It was nice to survive. Always loot through people's things because obviously they carry lots of stuff. I don't need to be up here. There's actually a room up here that needs a special key to unlock, and you can sometimes get good loot from it. A lot of people come here, so I didn't want to hang around. I actually need to be on the next level because I'm looking for that motherboard. But now this is quite a busy building, so I know that if he's here, there's other people here. If we've just had a fight, they've heard those shots. So I'm now cautious, and I'm not going to take any risks. Now I've been shot at. This is the point now where I think, right, I've decided in my head I'm going to shoot first and ask questions later. So now I'm just stealthily going to make my way around. All the maps are brilliant. All the maps are absolutely superb. And all the maps there's just so much depth in these maps. Areas you haven't explored, places you haven't been. They're quite big and they're quite vast. I see that player down there. I didn't see him at first. Yeah, they're so brilliant. I need to be in a room now above my head. That's why I'm making my way to the stairs. You can see now that I can see a guy down here. Not sure what to do. I wasn't sure whether to shoot or not. I was in. I had a little bit of a chat.
Hello. Friendly.
I'm not sure what happened here, because then I was going to be nice and I thought, you know what, I could just shoot. I think he got me, I got him, so I decided to bolt. This is more of a kind of, I was just going to give him a warning shot, because there's been times where I've dinged people. And all these rollerballs here are quite dangerous. They blow up on you, but luckily it doesn't get me. And that could have killed me. The sooner you get a chance to heal up, the better. So now I've got to where I need to be. I'm going to scavenge. I love the light dynamics in this game. The light, the dark, when you enter buildings, when you exit buildings. This game was developed by ex-Battlefield developers who obviously left DICE and went on to make their own studio. And they have really struck gold with this game. It has actually took off by storm. It's the biggest selling game on Steam currently. It's only been out a week. Obviously there was loads of hype about Battlefield 6 and Battlefield 6 releasing and, you know, dominating Call of Duty and Warzone, because Battlefield 6 has now released its own battle royale called RedSec. But I always knew that this game was going to be special when I played it. And there are a lot of people actually that are playing Battlefield but have also got this because they know it's something special, and it's been raved about quite highly. So again, you know, if you've not looked at it, you know, have a look at some more videos after mine, see what's around on the internet. All these items that I'm scavenging, a lot of them I need. And the brilliant thing about this, there's quite a lot of resources in this world. There's lots of things to scavenge, but you can track your items. So if you want to craft something, if you're leveling up a bench, you can track what you need when you're scavenging. And the beautiful thing about it is the game, when you find an item, it puts a little icon in the top right hand corner of the square around the item you're looting, and it tells you that you need it or you don't. So you're not filling your bag up with absolute nonsense of things you don't need, which is really helpful. Stealth is key here because I know there's players around. I could run around faster. I could be moving quicker, but I'm just really being wary because I know that there's players around. You have got a torch. I tend to not use it a lot, especially when I'm solo, because it can really give your position away. You know, it can shine through windows and through slits, and people spot it. Now, this is where I got to start making noise, because I have to start breaching these cabinets. And I'm looking for this motherboard now. I think, do I find it here? We'll find out. So as you can see, in the top right of those little squares, you'll see a little icon which shows I need these. Now, some of these items I don't need as desperately as others. I'm trying to save as much as I can. But there's a specific motherboard that I need. And also it's really good to fill up your bag. If you're going to extract, you might as well extract with a full bag. But I'm very nervous because all this breaching is attracting attention. Now, we do have a skill tree for your character. You got survival one, you got a movement one, and the good thing about this, the skill tree, is you unlock particular things like moving faster, cardio. You know, one of them is breaching quietly. Loot reveals faster. I decided to base my skill tree first on purely movement, so stamina, making sure I can move lighter with a shield on. I'm just unlocking. I've just finished unlocking jumping quicker and vaulting quicker, and I'm going to next focus on sliding further. That was just my choice. There are many avenues that people are taking, but one of the things that you do that constant is movement. You're always running from something, you're sliding from something, you're trying to get away from something quickly to flank. So that after playing the beta, I thought I would unlock everything movement based first before I get onto the other stuff. The only reason I backed into a corner is I think I heard somebody. Somebody is walking around in this building because I can hear their footsteps. I thought that was their torch down the bottom, but it's actually the lighting of the room. I'm still looking for my item, I think. No, I'm just listening out. As you can see, in the top middle of my screen, there's a countdown timer. It's currently on 14 minutes and 1 second. That's when all the extraction doors to get off the map will close. You need to be by one before that clock runs down. And they all shut at different times. Oh, I found the motherboard. Sorry, I've already found it there. It's down the very bottom. I did find it in those cupboards. So I've got what I'm looking for. This is now just seeing what else is around. Because you might as well. I do want to make my way to the extraction. But I'm also just going to fill up my bag and make sure there's no point in extracting with a space. And you should always check, because there could always be something of super value, super rarity, and you can swap it out with anything really. My main mission was to get that motherboard out. So as I open drawers and loot, you can see in my backpack I have 2 safe pockets on the far right of my bag, my hold-all. Those items, if I die, I still secure those items. So if you're doing a mission or you're finding something really unique, there's a key you need, there's something specific you want. When you've found that item that you require, put it in your safe pocket. And then if you die, you do not lose that item. So you lose everything else, your weapons, everything. But those items in your safe pocket are always safe. And it's a really good element of the game, I think. I've got a bigger bag on that holds more. I can hold more valuable items as well. And when you find a valuable item, it has a little diamond in the bottom left of the square on the item. And it tells you that if you sell that, you're going to make some money. The good thing is with me is I've been spending all my money on expanding my stash. There's a player there. Look, he was sneaking along. I wasn't sure what to do here because I didn't know if he'd spotted me. And I wasn't sure where he was going, but I knew someone was around. So now I go back into being very cautious. Obviously, I'm always listening out for robots flying around. But yeah, you do have to... I could have spoke at this point, but I know I want to extract. And the extraction behind me down the bottom has about 3 to 2 minutes until it shuts down completely. So I'm running out of time. I can't be bothered to get into a fight with somebody. So I was curious, cautious, but I left this fight. I didn't engage. And he must runs off. If you look at your map and around the map, you'll see all the different extractions, and you'll see all the different times that they shut down. If you miss all the extractions, well, that's you dead, because you need to get out in time. As you can see there, I've only got 1 minute. I do go for a big jump. That was very risky. If I fell any further, that would have been me downed and I would have died. Luckily, I've done that before, so I knew I could do that. I can hear, obviously, robots now. One of them's detected me, so I'm now moving quickly. A quick tip, if you holster your weapon while you run quicker. Obviously, sometimes you like to have a weapon out in case you get caught out and bump into somebody. But sometimes if you hold triangle, it'll holster the weapons and it makes you run quicker. Now I'm just trying to dodge the robots. If I'm about to extract, the extraction lift that you call to extract is very noisy and people know you're there. It alerts robots. So while you're heading to an extraction lift, try not to draw any attention to yourself, because when you press the lift button to extract, it will draw attention to you. So you're guaranteed you're going to get into a fight. So you can see me just slowly moving by, don't want to be detected. But as soon as I press that lift button, everybody knows. If there's players in the area, they know. Robots in the area, they know. Things now get more risky and more busy. And the lift is an instant thing. It eventually comes. So always do what I'm doing right now. Find somewhere to lay low. Find somewhere where you have cover. You can run around. Obviously, this is a dead body. This poor sucker did not make it out for whatever reason. Probably died at the hands of either players or robots, obviously. But, you know, went through his bag. Didn't really have much I needed. So, yeah. I think I looted some bandages. Just in case. Robots detected me. Look, I tried to get into a fight when I need to. So even at this point, when this robot's hovering, it knows I'm there. I can hear the lift shaft come in and I want to get in. So this is where you just play it cautiously and save your movement for when the lift opens. I'm just going to go around here. The lift's opening, right, you got to go. And the robot's chasing me. Luckily I get in. You have to hold this square button here. If I was to get killed and downed, I can still press this button while I'm injured, and unless I get finished off. And that's me extracting. Safe and sound, returning to Speranza, and I've made it out with all my loot. The beautiful thing about this game is the game ends, and it brings up the map that you just done, and you can track what you did. So you can track back all the loot in, and it even shows me the name of the person that I killed. So that's where I started, made my way there, received damage from the I can't even pronounce his name, Zibulu 302, and then I downed him and killed him. You can see where the other guy got me there, and then it takes me to the extraction. So anyway, thanks for watching. This game's amazing. You need to try it, and I will see you in the next video.
Just a moment. I may be able to see more. Let me slip into a deeper trance.